Goedemiddag. How's it, Mike? Afternoon, meneer Kruger. That webinar of yours went well. Just give it another few seconds and coming up to 4 o'clock we can start. Clearly got that one up. Some of the guys this morning wanted to sell it and I was a bit nervous and looked at maybe for a buy on it, but those who were selling it were smiling big time. So I think it was, not sure he's here at the moment, Jethro, I think it was his idea, smiling big time. Didn't get a trade idea, not many people joined him, but as it turned out, 100 just below, I think. I think he was in about 60, 70, something like that, so he'll be smiling, so that's quite good. Okay, so we'll check the other trades in a moment, but I'm wondering if nothing else, we might get a bit of a bounce here. It's bounced already, to be honest. I think maybe take it up somewhere like that. It's 4 o'clock, yeah. Take it up somewhere like, good afternoon, guys. Okay, I mean, is that enough for a range trade? 76 pips. Stop loss down here somewhere. We get a bit of a squeeze for a range trade. Clearly, I think it's got a break here, maybe. Maybe you play safe, I don't know. Just don't want to miss this. It's such a, to me, it's a bargain, this rate, but it's not coming to the party. So maybe I'm pushing it a bit here. Yeah, maybe I'm pushing it a bit. Maybe put on the weekly, might be a bit better. You think so, hey? No, I need a bit of support on some, like Anne-Marie, some people with feet in the ground. Maybe we should hang 5. Maybe I'm pushing it a bit too hard this one. Don't want to miss it. I will have to say it's so tempted. Anyway, okay, fair enough. Well, should we leave it then? Okay, we'll come back to it. Go an hour and a half to session, come back to it. All right, let's have a look, see what's going on today with today's trades. No, I've changed my mind. Let's watch the football. I haven't started yet, so I have to do the trades. No, damn, okay. All right. Oh, well, okay, we'll do them. All right, as you can see here, I think so, yeah. I think maybe we should go and watch the lead up to the 5 o'clock football where it's playing, because I don't think, yeah, I particularly want to discuss this at the moment. But joking apart, of course I have to. 83 odd entry, 81.20, not too pretty. I can say that the stop is at 79, so we might still get rescued. Again, like I keep saying, you've got to have the stop loss, you've got to have the volume size correct, and not overexposed, underexposed, come to that. But underexposed is annoying, overexposing is financially terrible, not good at all. Okay, so that's some more the one to worry about. Driving too slowly irritates, driving too fast can kill you. So yeah, overexposed is the name of the game. I thought maybe 82 would hold or not. Looked like 81 being attractive, but it could get a bounce. I just hope it will. Fib on the what? Fib on the weekly. Oh, this one suits you mean next. Well, there's a 138.2 fib extension on it. I'm going to knock that off and put it the other way around. There we are. We'll try. Should we try where from? Down here, something. I'll do down here. Put the low there. Ah, what happened there? I'm going to ignore that spike. That was fundamental. Okay. It's broken through there. That's not so pretty, is it? Maybe we can cheat a bit and take it down here. Maybe that's not going to help. So that's not really helping the cause, in my opinion. I still see that low. Look at that low here. Look at that low here. Look here. Look here. Maybe I'm searching a bit. The momentum's still down. I think we might get a bounce 81. I'm sure it's going to attract some buyers. Because remember, it's a highly traded, Brent's highly traded, leveraged contract. So, buyers will come in and sellers will take profit, which will move the price. And having said that, just dropped below 81. Bloody hell, the abstraction. Disappointing, hey. But at the time, I'll be honest, and we agreed, we discussed it here. It didn't seem like a bad trade. 83, pullback. It looks not pretty at the moment. And then said DCAD stop. Thought it might just avoid it. 57 was the stop. Shouldn't hit your stop. There go on the date. You can see a bit clearer there. Shouldn't have hit your stop. The stop was, I'm calling mine here. NZ, got the right one here. NZD CAD. Where is it now? It's 86.57 to stop. You shouldn't have been stopped out, Skioni. Maybe put the stop in the wrong place. Because you say the stop was 86.57. Yeah. Brent shouldn't have been stopped out. You might have been margin called. I can't remember what you got on your account. You might have only exposed a margin call. But if you had the proper volumes on your balance on your account, you shouldn't have been knocked out at Brent. Brent's 79. I haven't got there yet. Just having a look at 81 at the moment. Thanks very much, Clinton. Yeah, but I mean, Anne-Marie, as I mentioned this earlier on when you WhatsApp me, Clinton might say 75 and I might say 85. One might be wrong, one might be right. We might both be right. I might come down and shoot up again. Remember, nobody can predict the future, so I have a buyers and sellers market. I personally going to stick with mine. Despite that, I'll stick with my strategy. I went in my opinion, to what I thought was a good trade. I still got a bit of support there, a bit of support on the weekly there, as you can see, and I'm going to stick with the trade. If it goes to 75, I'll be stopped out at 79. I won't be happy about it, but I'll live to fight another day. It's the guys who panic because they're overexposed. That's where the problem comes in. So it could go down to 75, but then it might pop up from here, or now you can get to 80 and then shoot up and whatever. Things can happen between now and then. Okay, but when it is down, we are emotionally very tentative. It hits us hard, and we start getting agitated. That's why I say the strategy is there, and I'm going to stick with it. If we get stopped out, so be it. I worked it out on that basis that I'm not going to get stopped out, and some, hopefully others, I will not be, clearly. And so that's why I say, just have to say it's part of it, leave it 79, and it's going to hurt you, say, sod it, I'm getting out now, bugger this. And then it shoots up and you're not on board. Your strategy at 79, stick with it, in my opinion. Morning, Zeth. Oh, morning, Zeth. Sorry, afternoon, Zeth. Trust me, I feel stressed for you guys as well. It's not nice. But yeah, and you get 4 trades, one goes wrong, we will accept it. I mean, it happens. Well, to this case with Brent and NZD-CAD. But we still might get rescued on NZD-CAD. Look at the euro in a minute, don't forget. We still might get rescued. It's still holding below that area there. It just might hold. If it doesn't, well, that's 2 down. But we've got a few good ones as well. What, back to Brent again, we're talking about there, okay? That's why I think that might be the possibility. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Clinton. It could come down to this one, just a bit of a wick here. It's another 40 odd cents below where we are now and push. Psychological figure, it might hold. Let's just see. Oh, you went for it in the end, did you? Okay, and that's fine. I agree with the trade. I totally agree with you. But I just said the boundaries were too small for me to advise it on that basis. I gave the reasons why. But I said at the time, I totally agree with the short on it. So at least you had the parameters and the knowledge to say, well, I go for a lot. You weren't going in blind, which is fair enough. So I'm more than happy with that. I didn't say, don't be a bloody silly, go long, you mad or what? No, I agreed with the downside. I just thought that looking back in the past, I didn't see enough range for me to think it was good enough to get too clever on it. But yeah, I've done that myself. I thought, well, hang on, I'm not sure I put that as a trade to the guys, but I might do it myself because I'm willing to take a 40 pip risk quickly, and I'm in front of it. And I know I'm driving over the speed limit, but it's my car and my money. You know what I mean? I can't advise it to other people. Slightly different situation when you're sitting with senior, as I'm sure you appreciate that. Okay, right. Well, what's happening here? We might get a bounce. Just hope for goodness grace it gets sustained. There's a few tears going on there, I know. Yup. Okay, most people know who they are. Contract size and that would say no more. Okay, right. Where are we? Oh yes, euro dollar. Euro dollar. Right, euro dollar. Yeah, it's no Jethro want to go along. I said, well, obviously I thought the shorts have pushed out in the end. So far, I didn't say he shouldn't get out of it. I cannot ever say that. It might go back up to 106 and he got out of it, turned it to a sell, and he lost out on a buy because I said it looks like a sell. I think it's a sell. I'm sticking to that strategy. If you think it's a buy, stick to it. You got your stop loss in, your TP. Sorry to sound like a stat record here, but that's your strategy. Stick with your strategy. You wouldn't have gone in without it. Panicking halfway through is like trying to change your downstrip swing in the middle of a competition in golf. No, that's what you're going to go into the practice area for. So I'm going to stick with strategy. The stop loss is, yeah, stop loss away. It's over 1.06, 1.0612, 100 pips away. Not to panic as yet. DXY on the other screen has popped up a little bit disappointing. The last few hours it's come off a bit. I get that, but it might pop up again. 4:30 markets are opening. We might get a lot of things can happen. So I want to point out, sorry to go on about this, point out a lot of the analysts are a bit in conflict about this interest rate coming up. Is it next week? I think it is, yeah. Where they're still saying it's now back to 75. Others say no, we'll stick to half. And they're preempting what Powell's going to say next week. And as a result, they're putting big money on it, and it's giving a lot of ups and downs, which, because small bucks, the smart money is basically bullying us. As simple as that. So have your strategy and stick with it, and don't be bullied by the big boys. Okay, right. Just because you got 10 rand and they've got 100 doesn't mean to say they're any clever than you. Only, as you might have heard of Mark Twain, you know, from Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer. He says, the difference between the wealthy and the poor is the wealthy have more money. I hope you all will mean by that. Doesn't say they've got a higher IQ. Often they do, to be fair, but not necessarily. Okay, just bear that in mind. Okay, right. So euro dollar, stick with it. Let's see what happens there. It's down a little bit. The other two are still in, remember, at least last little NZD, CAD and Brent was still in. CHF JPY gave us a bit of, mostly given some problems today, but now that has sort of pushed into a bit of profit. I'm a believer in the Swiss franc over the JPY, so it's down a bit, but I wasn't panicking on it. My stiff upper lip quivers, but joking apart, it's now a little bit of profit. So hang on to that as sort of okay-ish. Not much of a consolation prize as yet, but who knows? It might turn out to be buttes. Who knows? So let's just hang on in there. And except there, right? And Rick, hang on in there. Absolutely. Right. Let's go back to let's go forward to the AUD CHF. I haven't looked at it yet. I mentioned, look at this, is worrying me. That's about 40 pips. So I can't, just under 40 pips. Then you got costs involved. Should we say 35 pip range? 15 pip stop, 30 pip TP? No, not going to happen. You get knocked out in the noise. So no ways I can advise a trade on that. Like Mr. Gerard earlier on, I agree totally with the short, completely agree with it, but I can't put a trade or advise a trade to you guys out there. I have to have that kind of responsibility to accept the fact that this is a daily and it hasn't broken through that. It has not broken through that since when? Since 9th of October. That's nearly 6-7 weeks away. So I couldn't advise a trade on it. Do I think it's going to break through? Yes, I do. But I have to advise, that wait to get the breakthrough to go through. If you want to do it on your own money, I didn't, but I sometimes have done. I advised you wait in it, but I've gone in myself. To say that's my money, it's different. Yeah, okay, so it's very different when you're a driving instructor and when you're the personal driver. You get the idea. Okay, so yeah, I think that's going to break through. Keep an eye on it. If it doesn't, well, well, it doesn't basically. To break through, you might get something to get a decent enough TP, or up here. If it was up here somewhere, it's still in the neutral zone. You can still sell it. I'll still sell that against that with today's information in front of me. Then I'd get a decent trade down there, which you can do something with. But at the moment, I wouldn't be jumping on that. Figures, risk reward, everything's against. Okay, but I'd see downside. Hope that's all clear. That's what I'm trying to say, Mike. Look at the past noise around here. This goes back. Let's go back to here. Never mind. Just go back to here. That's the 10th to 11th. That's nearly a month. It's not done anything. So it's still there, down to there. Right. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. With costs involved, make about 28 pips. They put the stopped out in the noise. Was it worth it? No. Okay. So that was all clear. If not, well, please ask. What are you going to do now? Yeah. Past. Sorry, just remind me. I'm putting 15 minutes just in case into my phone. See a bleeping alarm that's telling me to go over to the NAS and the Americans opening then. Right. What's happening here on the Brent? Look at that. Hit the 81 and bounced. I want to push this a little bit for the round figure. Nothing here is set in stone. That alone ain't good enough. Oh, it's hit the round figure. Let's go buy, sell it. But it's nice to see that these things often work purely psychological. So it looks like we might get a recovery. So all the guys that panicked, got out, it might come right in the end. So I'm sorry, I'm going to bore the hell out of you, but I'm going to say it again. You've got a strategy. If you're not confident, don't enter. If you are confident, you've got your strategy, you've got your volumes correct, we've gone on about it, again, like stuff bigs in here, and that's fine. I want to go back to Anne-Marie. You know, I don't know, but she strikes me, she's quite sensible. So you know, I picked that up. So listen to what she said. She's got a strategy, she worked it out, and she's going to stick with it. Drop and change halfway through. Don't be like blown by the wind, if you like. Stick with it. Well, we're all hoping for it, but you're stuck with it. That's the point. So there we are. It's when you panic with the ups and downs, that's emotional, completely taking control. And that's when it might not the first time, might not the second, but the third time, you're going to have a financial car crash, if you take my analogy. Okay. Hope that makes sense. This is what this training was all about. Try and get that across. And this is talking from experience in the business. I've done all this, and I know from hard knocks that, yeah, very important. Okay, right. So we got double. Well, I tell you what, we'll look at the bright side, Anne-Marie. If it comes right, it'll be double the hugs. And if it doesn't come right, sorry, that's my terrible sense of humor here. If it doesn't come right, at least neither have any money to pay out in the divorce. So it should be okay there. Sorry, but that's my rather evil sense of humor. But joking apart, it might come right. So let's hope. Well, I'm in it as well, if it makes you feel any better. Yeah, it's very much, I've been here a long time, I'm a citizen here now, but I've still got this rather brain damaged, very strong sense of ridiculous Monty Python, kind of John Cleese, faulty tower sense of humor. So sorry, too old and ugly to change it. So please bear with. Okay, so Brent Mabel, keep an eye. It's having some problems. Another round figure now, 82. So yeah, let's kind of break through that now. What else? DDD, we've covered that. Anything on the euro dollar, NZD CAD? You should still be in it, guys. Because I put a line there because I hope you guys not get stopped out on that. Do you always think, was the stop too close? Blah, 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 in hindsight. But it seems to be trying to hold on the 15-minute. Look at it. We might come right there as well. So it might have panic to euphoria, hopefully soon. Redemption, yeah. Okay, BDJPY. Something happening there. We need to break above there before we buy that. Dollar yen, yes. Oh, that's right. Someone mentioning about 136 to buy it. Came back to 136 earlier on. I'll show what I mean on the hour chart. What's the time now? 432. Yeah, here he is. A couple of hours ago, got back there. Don't know if anyone did jump in. I personally didn't have too much other stuff, caused to late, God knows what. But he came back to 136. If anyone's on their front of the computer and remember that, they might have gone in again. And if they had done, they're up. Chasing it now, I'm not too keen. Dollar's looking a bit wavery at the moment. Something at 5, not that important. What else is it again from? Tuesday 5. Was this Tuesday? Oh yes, at 7. Sorry, short-term energy outlook. I don't need to worry about that at the moment. No, nothing else other than that. Okay. 5 o'clock is the PMI Purchasing Managers Index on the Canadian. Just bear that in mind. Having said that, maybe we should hang 5 on the CAD yen there. That might add some fuel to agreeing with Mr. Clinton there. Maybe just hang 5 on that one till, well, 5 o'clock we finish here. We'll see what that says then. Okay. Okay, just think that's anything else to look at? We've looked at AUD US dollar. I think it's a bit too late to chase it now if you've stopped out in a profit. Now, I'm not sure I'll be chasing it now either. GBP USD, I think we should still be in that. I mentioned modifying profit to 1.2240. I don't think it got there. Oh, hang on, it flirted with it. Are you guys still in the GBP USD? It flirted with it, but dipped back 2 pips short of the stop. So in theory, you should still be in it if you're going by what I posted on the group. Having said that, you might have taken it anyway. But if you're still in there, leave the stop there. Don't get any closer. You're still in a profit. You might get a resurge of the dollar and come off down, and then you can modify it later on, maybe tomorrow. Oh, you went back in, Mike. Okay, so. Does it indeed? Does it? Okay, well, let's have a look then. Bit wary of these two actually put together. Bit wary. Right. If you think the dollar's going to be stronger and you believe that, Brady, why don't you want to go and pick something a little bit weaker than the Swiss franc? Bring out the bully in your personality. Who do you want to fight? A weakling? You know, I just say, you know, kick them when they're down. They're up, they might fight back. So rather kick them when they're down. Look, I'm being slightly facetious to say the least. But the point is, I still think the Swiss is a bit strong. So rather, if you think there's an opportunity, rather go in a weaker currency of the Swiss franc. I take it your points come down to support. So on the technical basis, it's on support, but it's still in the sell zone. The dollar's a bit iffy. That's one of the most, well, it's the most stable currency in the world. Anytime it changes, an interest rate change, or the other currency, the other side of the seesaw, for want of a better way of explaining it, is weaker or stronger to maneuver it. So it's still in the sell zone. I'm not sure I would be buying that. Dollar's a bit too iffy to go up against the Swissy, rather go up against the yen or the euro or something else. Or indeed the AUD. That's my opinion. Having said that, that's what I think. Let's have a look at the weekly. It might be a better one to look at. It's still in the sell zone on the weekly. All right, so weekly one, remember, still got a doji indecision candle there. Just backing to break through that support, but it's backing to follow through the breakup. I personally would be leaving it alone. Oh God, I think I've trained Brady the monster. I've told him all about being bullying, kicking people down. Now it makes sense. Yes, it does. But don't encourage everyone to be bullies. No, I'm just joking. But you see what I'm saying in a more serious note. Hello, Ali. Yes. Anything I can help you with there? If you're new to the trading room here, we discuss strategies, trading ideas. We go through other bits and pieces on the fundamentals. As you quite rightly do, you can interact, which is a forum more than just a class. We interact with questions appertain to trading, of course. If you want to chat because it needs more information, then you can obviously unmute yourself and chat away with pleasure. Okay, I have to emphasize though, this is not a training room. So if you don't want a lot sizes, you haven't been a single class, and you somehow just said a stock market yesterday, think I might go to the trading room, you might find it a bit much. So you need a bit of a basic knowledge, which you get from what SMC course or from previous experience. I don't know where you get it from. That's not my job to try and sell you here. That's the other guy's job. That's that department. But the point is, I will sell you from point of straight talk here. Don't try and get cute if you don't have the money, the knowledge, the equipment, or anything, because you will. It's a zero-sum game, and you'll just hand the money to somebody else who knows a bit more. I suppose the best way of putting it. Okay. 16:30 coming up. Yeah, we got two at the moment. Depending, I think the NAS is looking a bit neither nothing. They say in the north of England, neither now in the summer at the moment. So whether we can get something in Meta or Netflix or the buy or sell doesn't really matter. Yeah, but I looked at a few earlier on. Even Disney was mentioned yesterday, and nothing's really hitting me. But a lot of that, never mind the down, just talk about the tech stocks at the moment on the NAS. But generally speaking, including the S&P and the Dow, doesn't seem to be much movement. It's a bit iffy. Let's go to an hour chart, so what you want to mean. See, look at that. It's not really one way or the other. So the CFD new ones might be a bit on the, should we say, on the not much happening side, if you get my picture. Okay, so, but opening up in a few minutes and we'll have a look. But I think it's going to open up more or less where they close by the look of the movement here anyway. That's my take anyway. Okay, come back to Ali. Are you okay with that? All understood? Okay. All clear? Hope. Whilst we're just waiting for that, I'm just going to post a couple of things to you guys here. The calendar's one of them, very important. You need to know what's happening on the economic calendar front, because that affects the markets. And the dollar index. You'll hear us talk a lot about the dollar index here. I might as well know what the hell we're on about. Well, here's the link for you to copy and save it on your laptop and minimize it when you're trading to keep an eye on it. Whether you like to admit it or not, the fact is the financial world, in fact, the entertainment world, most of the bloody world seems to revolve around the United States. Good for them, but unfortunately for us, we tend to follow them almost like lemmings. So whether you agree with them or not, if they're following it, you might as well be aware of it. Okay. So there's the two links. Okay. Copy, paste. If you haven't got it, there you are. I've got another couple of minutes. Just going to put my number in here. Just a second. Roger. Trading support. 61-529-3431. Just want to make a mention of that. First of all, I have a group QT, as I call it, WhatsApp. You need a minimum of 2,500 Rand to be a member. Any cost? No, there's no cost. We have to have a balance of minimum 2.5 to be a member. There you get morning updates and you'll get regular signals posted. Some are good and some, unfortunately, the way of trading are not so good. But overall, I think most of the guys, the feedback I'm getting, they're quite happy with it. So if you have 2.5 and you want to be a member, WhatsApp me, but please, sorry, not say, hello, this is Joe. You need to say, my name is John Smith. My real account number is 123456, 6-figure number. And then I can quickly look it up, check it. And then if you have the 2.5, I'll clearly upload you and send you my full-on details, etc. Okay, if you don't, well, there's no point putting WhatsApping me. I'm just saying that. Okay. Yeah, well, the economic one I posted, I filtered it because you look at many calendars, they're unfiltered. So you get reams and reams of information. Most of it might not be. You go, it's like email, delete all the junk, and then by mistake, delete the good one. That's why the problem with emails now. So 3 minutes to go. So yeah, I filtered it to those guys there. You can see when you forgot my economic calendar there. But mostly United States, certain extent, well, a lot of extent Europe, a bit the UK as well, maybe Japan and China. They're the major players in the economic world, but overall the United States. Canada, they've got Canada as well. Australia, New Zealand, they're on there as well, but overwhelmingly the United States. You don't want to be going in a few minutes before a 3-star CPI or something coming out. And especially now where people are very jittery on inflation, interest rates, because many times mentioned world debt. So there we are. And then the rest is just experience. Okay. Nasdaq's trying to come off, a couple more minutes. Okay, hope that's all clear. And remember, please, if you haven't got the money, fair enough. But if you're trying to find $1 trillion market with a balance the size of a hamburger in a restaurant, you're going to find it uphill. I'm getting a lot of that. Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Because, you know, you're trying to squeeze top quality wine out of a glass of water. You can't, unfortunately. Was it King Midas? Led into gold. No. So you do need capital, you need knowledge, and you need the right equipment. Otherwise, you end up often giving your money to those who've got the right equipment, if you know what I'm saying. This is not a miracle worker, this is a business. If you're undercapitalized, you get a battle. Just want to be upfront on that. Too many people think this is going to be the holy grail of the pill that's going to make you your Learjet when you haven't got enough money. No. This is a business, it takes time, effort to get the hang of it. Okay. I'll stop the thing off now. Yeah. Just before we go over to NASDAQ, we're over NASDAQ now, I just want to mention the account managers and the train support are two different animals. The account manager will help you open up accounts, help you in all those sort of efforts, admin stuff, intermediary stuff. They're not allowed to give advice. If you need trading advice, you can ask them, they'll put you through to myself. You have technical guys, they'll have to put you through myself. They're not allowed to give it. So if you want trading advice, come to me. If you want technical advice, you go to technical support. Okay? If you want to do open up new accounts or whatever, it's on the portal, your account manager is there. And can call them on that. If it's trading, you have to come to me. I'm sorry to say, loudmouth is loudmouth, bombastic bomb. Unfortunately, you have to. Okay. Now, right, NASDAQ, let's have a look how it opened. BA, anything happening there? Leaving the 15 minutes, slightly down, but bloody time. BABA, slightly up, about not bloody time. That was BABA, eh? Anyways, still just slightly lower over entry. I think it was yesterday. So, yeah, stick with it. Why wouldn't you? But yeah, it might have got an opportunity to enter if you didn't. But it's just wondering what the hell's happened to this thing. Microsoft, what's happening there? Microsoft popped up a little bit, but it's still, well, I think it's in profit. It was 253, I think it was. Yeah, 253.60. So no need to panic as yet on that one. Still a bit of profit. I think Clinton mentioned Netflix. So we'll have a look at that. Okay, let's go to the daily. Let's make sure the information is there. Look at the weekly. He's looking at buy on that one. Technically, as a buy, I'm just worried about these markets. I still think we're going to come off some more somewhere, but that's my opinion. Technically, it's a buy. So, what do you think, Clinton? Do you want to buy it? If you want to take it here, it's not going to work. It's only what, $30 odd. I suppose you could do. Well, no, it's not going to work. No, you'll get a right stop loss. You're going to have to take it up here somewhere. Anyone want to buy Netflix? I'm going to put my hand up, but I'm not keen. I'm looking at a breakthrough for a sell. I'm a bit negative about world markets at the moment. But doesn't mean to say that we can't do a buy on it. What do you reckon, Clinton? You still there? Holding you back for now. Okay. So anybody else want to look at the buy on Netflix? Or do you want to sit tight on buy or sell? Save the record. I'm sit this one out. Short and BA. Oh, bloody hell. Tell you what, you're definitely trading Rambo. Short and BA. I've been short and bloody BA since there. Oh, well, clearly, I think so. But it's just smacking me around this thing. I'm on the weekly, remember? But it seems to battle to go through there. Look at that wick and look at that resistance you go across in history on the crosshair there. So it's seen it back in the break above. Yeah, basically, yes. Yeah, leave it alone if you like, but I still think BA is going to come off. I still think it. I'm pretty sure. I think the IFPRO, no doubt about it. I think even Clinton would say, because he'd been pro this one, and Clinton's got his feet firmly on the ground. He's not an aggressive jump in where fools fear to tread. But I think Clinton might be a little bit slow. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Do you still think Clinton? We're going to look at this one to sell? Yeah, that's what I'm just saying, Clinton, the guys. We've been wanting to sell this last couple of weeks, eh? And the bloody thing defying gravity. Well, I'll go back to the old cliche. Fortune favouring the brave. Where you put the stop? Up here, what's $4? Too close. 192. That's 192. Was last at 192 back in. Was that April? One of the weekly charts, right? What was going on? April. Where are we now? December. 8 months ago. So, yeah. That's why I have Clinton on here. Takes a break and tease him instead of myself. And if Zeph's not here and Clinton's not here, what happens? It all comes, the whole attack is on me. So, yeah. Remember, guys, they only tease you when you know what you're doing. You don't laugh at the guys just started. So that's in a way of an accolade, as a matter of fact, look at it that way. Unless you're a sensitive male, just like myself, then please don't. Right, do you want to do this then? $192 stop? I'm sure we find a TP to make it worthwhile. I found a TP down here somewhere, so no problem there. What do you want, guys? Do you want to do this one? Short the bloody thing, it's got to come off somehow. The one time you don't, the bloody thing will come to the party. And then you'll be groaning and moaning, eh? No one wants to do it. Wait. Well, if you want to do it, then Gerard, leave it on. Fine. Gerard, I suggest 192 as your stop. That's about just under $8. Call it 190. Make it $8 from there. That means plus minus $8 of shares your risk, and find a TP down here somewhere. That's a bit close. 166. Probably squeeze it there. So put it in 50 days. Your TP $8 a share. $12, 1.5, $16 too. Do that in rands, obviously, and then take it from there. Maybe just do one share and then it comes right. Laugh at all of us. Hey, Rambo's coming soft. Well, we'll have to go to Rambo's son then. Put Rambo and Gerard out to pasture. He's getting too old for all this. We'll have to get Rambo's son to go and wipe out all the baddies. Okay. That's exactly what happens, Seth. Now, I know when a guy makes a statement, I know you've been trading. That's exactly what happens. You miss, sorry, I'm going to give it a miss this time, and that's when it takes off. Or you underexpose and it shoots up, hits your TP. The one you overexpose goes the wrong way. That is, I tell you what, I'm a great believer in sod law. I actually think it occurs. Trouble, I can't back it up with actual scientific atomic theory, but bloody sure it's seen that. Okay, Baba's still hovering, but it's maybe come right. Hey, look at Brent. See all that panicked? Well, I've not got there yet. Don't jump the gun, Roger. At least it's better than 81. Hey, a lot better than helpful bloody Clinton 75, which put 3 years on me. At my age, I can't afford that. Don't, please. I lost another 2 hairs on that. LUV, let's have a look at this before too much nonsense. Yeah, that's still to be holding on the 50. So if you're in that as a short, the TP should, sorry, SL should be intact. We might get some sense out of this one. Better for us, so let's look at that farther. Our weekly case. Let's make sure that the gaps are there from opening and closing. Don't forget, you always have a few gaps. Look at that when they sacked 11,000 employees. Okay, Sorry, it's the other way around. No, hang on. Which way around was that? No, that's right. Something else there wasn't. I knew it was second. That's the second. It's shot up. Something happened anyway. Whatever, I can't remember. Right. As you can see, it had a shot above the 50. Now it's attacking it a bit. It's got, remember the old story about the soap pill? One leg in the UK, one leg in South Africa, the rest dangling in the ocean or whatever? Or was it, something like that? Well, I think it's sort of one leg in one and one leg in the other. I'm inclined to agree with you, however. SOTI, that's right, yeah. These youngsters probably no clue what we're talking about, Friday. The Roy Nexon and the SOTIs, hey? Saping and saping the cape in shape. Do you remember that one? Yes. I know more Afrikaans than some of you youngsters, eh? All the wrong ones, eh? But joking apart, I tend to agree. I see downside here. It is messy, but I think I see downside. Yeah, I tend to agree, messy or not. And we're not talking football here, we're saying messy. Where do you put the stop? I like this one actually. Messy or not, I agree it's messy. Yeah. $7 stop. That's not going to cut it. Got to take it down here. Yeah, I'll cut it down there. I see some downside on Meta. I don't know what's holding it up there. The advertising is shrinking. I know we do a lot of advertising, I forget what to say, on Facebook. But should we say the more sophisticated world are pulling away from Facebook, to be honest, because as well, anyone looks at it knows it's somewhat limited in its, yeah. I think I'll move on from there. So anyway, the bottom line is they're losing quite a bit of advertising revenue lately. Other factors are coming into it. So yeah, I think on a practical level, I see some downside. Stop up here. I'm on your side on that one. Mark Moyer. Was it Mark? I think I pronounced it right. Moy. Mark Moy. If you can't pronounce, if you can't speak it, try and pronounce it right here. Got some backing from Coyotes. Let's do it then. We're going to put the stop 125 bucks, exactly $8 away. So we'll do that then. Just like write it down. A sell on NETA. As always, don't forget the stop. $8 away. So that'll be well, you got the entry there and EP. Make it there. Well, they're around about, not exactly. I'll jump around so I'm doing this. Make it 70. Okay. SL, make it, what's 8 on that? 125.70. 125.7. TP. Just a second, guys.
Tula. Yeah.
TP 100.0 if you like. Risk. The commission is so small, I'm going to ignore it. Just gain a quick $8. Okay, so it's 8 or what's 8? That's 120, about 130, 135 bucks. Let me go 135 grand. 135 off the top of my head per 1.0, not 0.01, guy. I think it's default. You can't do it anyway. Thank goodness. Per 1.0. Make sure it's legible, all right? There we are. So Meta. Give me a second, write it down. 11770, 12570, 100.00. There we are. Yeah. So I do quite like it. Okay. Anybody else like it? Right, waiting room participants, that was bright. The Rambo Lighty. Okay, a few in, so that's not too bad. Just give me a second. I'm going to put it out to see if we can send it. Everyone's happy with that. Just a second. Why is it coming up? Okay, let's minimize that. Okay, let's start the move. Hey, let's go back to the Mark Moy. Hey, Mark Moy indeed. Put a smile on our friend's face, if you know what I mean by that, Pietro. Hope. NZD, CAD. That's giving us jip this one. Might get stopped out. Well, get stopped out this, the rest of my friends, that will be a lot better. Is it? I'm so hot full of bloody end gas. Hey, and that's it. Hey, they were talking about there, Zeth. I said I'd chicken the help from the VA, didn't he? After just what we're talking about there, Zeth. A concrete guarantee now, 100% it's going to fly off and none of us are going to be on board. That's not a guarantee. Careful what I say. It's a quarter line. That is a joke, guys. I haven't said, I haven't checked it. It might have come down 50 cents. Not coming down, it's going to come down a couple of bucks or so. Yeah, it's coming down. You're right. Nice one. Even Bubba's coming down about bloody time. What's the NAS doing? NAS is coming down. Look at this, guys. We're having a fall off as expected. Horrible being wrong. It's nice that some being right. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't have to look at the Bollinger Band. It's bloody overbought. I know that. Extremely overbought. Okay, Netflix is coming off. I think you're going to find some pullbacks now. Well, for the moment, anyway. It could jump around, you know. Okay, well, let's start to look a bit better. Let's look at love. Sliding, not flying, but sliding down. That's good. Microsoft is coming off. That's good. Bubba's coming off. That's good. What else? The trades. Euro dollar, anything happening there? Just quickly check on the other screen a second. Not much happening on the dollar index, but let's have a look. Euro dollar. Yeah, it's starting to come off. So maybe that'll come. So it might make up for it. Hope so anyway. That's looking a little bit better. Okay. If you think of something, just let me know. I'm sorry, have to excuse me. I've been talking a lot, so I drink a lot of water and touch. So I'm just going to have to go quickly. Excuse me. Let this person in first. Ronaldo, not Ronaldo. Okay. Sorry about that. Now I've got a massive position. I've just gone in BA short, so I'm doing very well, thanks. Maybe Clinton has, but I didn't. I was busy here. Sorry, guys. Actually, I think Jacques away anyway, so I don't want to do about that. But I'll worry about the meta for another day. Just leave that for the trading room guys. Okay, right. Well, it's trying to come off. If we break 1.05, I think we might be in business. Okay, GBP USD. Any time to do any modification there? Not as yet. Leave the stop where it is. Dollar yen. 41. It's coming back off again. So leave that one. I think if you missed it, rather wait back again for 136 if you didn't get in. Check on the DXY first. Don't forget. NZD CAD. No, don't try to get it stopped out now. Nah, it's a disappointment. It is Reginald, disappointment. I thought that would hold, and hence why the short-eyed sell was sent out, but I don't know why, but it seems to be trying to break above that. Don't know why that is. I thought that would hold after that. Look at that. Green, 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 green. Any saner world, pullback is likely. Profit taking is likely. I agree it's the week, it's not the daily. And I don't know. I'm worried. It's 10 pips away getting stopped out. Just have to hope. Okay. It's killing us all, but don't know why. It shouldn't be killing, actually. And seriously, it shouldn't be. You should have your volumes right. But it's not killing me financially, it's annoying me. Because that, look at that, it's not a red in sight. And what's so weak about that, so powerful about that? Maybe something I don't know, that's fair enough. But yeah, that seems a bit on the ridiculous side. Here we try and squeeze a cheating trend line in. That's not going to help matters, is it? No, it's not help the cause at all. What about a reverse Fibonacci? Let's have a look. Yeah, that's my worry. I could even get there, I suppose. But who knows? Anyway, don't know. It's just scratching a little bit here. Well, there we are. That's why we have a stop loss. Okay, disappointing. Is Brent still hopefully coming to the party? It's trying to. Okay. Still a way to go, but at least trying to. CAD JPY, I think we'll hold 5 on that. This CAD is still seem to be a bit on the weak side for whatever reason. Yeah, I'll still hold 5 on that, but I think we can get a buy at some stage. But anyway, Zeph, you're doing all right with your sell. If you ordered it, no, it's Jethro, wasn't it? CHF JPY coming back a bit, still it's not losing at the moment. It's back breaking even. So yeah. F stop. Well, I modified the stop. I've stopped out. Obviously, in retrospect, I wish I hadn't now to be doing even better. But too late to chase. Pity. Let's go back to the BA. Nobody went for it, so we'll ignore that. Baba is. We are in that. It's trying to come off. If anyone wants to enter it now or earlier on, well, they can do. And Microsoft. Anything more happening there? 249 is doing right. What did Meta look? Meta's starting to come right. It's about $1 in profit. That's okay. LUV is trying to move down. That's not too bad. Okay. That's about it at the moment on a recap basis. Gold won't be chasing now. If you took the gold short, which I'm not sure what you did. I think it was on Friday. I think, was it yesterday? Friday? I just lose track. Hang on, I'll tell you when it was. It's written down here. Gold, 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 gold. I think it was on, 5th. What do we just say? No, it was yesterday. That's right. Gold. Yeah, sell at 1800. I said maybe modify your stop to 1780. And I don't know, some guys might have taken it as it bumped above 1770. They even tried to go lower. 1750 was the target. Popped up a bit, so some of the guys might have modified or taken their profit. Right, that's it. You should have done okay by it. What do you want to do with it now? Well, I still see the short, but maybe a better price. I don't know. Let's see if we get above this sort of area here. Where's that now? Yeah, a little bit higher up, maybe short it. If you miss it, miss it. I'm not sure I'll be chasing it now. If you did okay, that's great, but don't jump in too quick. Okay, any more on that, Marie? Anna Marie? I presume it's Anna Marie, not Anne Marie, but I hope that's correct. Anything else on the gold? Can we move on? Okay, great. Okay, euro dollar. As I mentioned, start to try to come off. I have a trade idea out. Who's calling for that one? Lisego. This morning at an entry exactly where it is now, 1.05. So if you didn't join it and you do like the look of it, you can join it. I'll put it down for you now. If you're in, obviously don't double up. I have to keep saying it. A lot of guys don't seem to understand that, so I've got to mention it. It's still there, isn't it? Euro dollar 102.55. That's slightly incorrect. Not it matters too much. 1.0255. Remember, the TP is just to get the risk reward. After that, don't worry about it too much. Worry about reducing risk till the stop is better than entry and not getting the stop too close. You don't get stopped out in the noise and it hits your TP or the direction. But yeah, if you still believe the dollar could have some strength and you haven't joined, then maybe you want to join it now. That's the trade idea we got out. It's got an option there. If not, leave it. Okay. I'm sticking with a strategy on it, and let's see if it can work out. Dollar index is not giving me many favors, but it dropped below 105 a couple or so hours ago, but it's come back above it, so keep the fingers crossed. Okay. Okay, there you are, Sego. If you want to join it, there it is. Okay, hope you got it. Knock it off. Okay, anything want to reprise, look at? Anything new you want to look at? I mentioned the Euro CHF giving more jip than fun, but I'll look at it again in the meantime till you see something you want to look at. No, still giving me too much indecision. Euro CHF, Euro CAD's giving me miss it. No, I think leave that. Okay, anything else? Brent. What's Brent doing? Until it's coming off again. I still see upside. I don't know if you're in that Sego, Reginald Sego came up first. I still see upside on it. If you're not in it, you're getting a better price. If you see downside, you'll disagree and then you go your own way. But we've got to stop at 79. So if you're not in, you want to take it there, I'll put it up for you. And the TP was 90.26. So beauty that, it's only 50 odd bucks. What's 50 bucks? About $3? Yeah, it's about $3. $3 if you're on a dollar, what you call it, account, or 50 odd bucks per 0.01. If you want to join that. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Well, I've been doing this for a while. I have days I throw things through the bloody window, kick the bloody TV. Other times I feel sorry for Elon Musk, you know. Life of a trader. Okay, there you are. Okay. Bubba's back at 90. Bloody Bubba, get going. Okay, right, guys. Anything else? Yeah, well, I'm certainly still in. As I said, we've got our strategy, Kalani, and to everybody else. 79 is the stop. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it. Gave me jip, and it got to about 80 just now, but I'm sticking with it. Sticking with it. Got your volumes right? Stick with it. Jumping around on emotions is by far the biggest reason why clever people, never mind unclever, clever people fail. GBP ZAR. Right, now, I mentioned before, GBP ZAR has even more. It says about 12 floating on when you go to specs, but I think it actually works out. Remember, floating is a good disclaimer there, is even higher costs because it's not that heavily traded. It's an exotic, the ZAR, and the dollar ZAR is the biggest of the exotics trade. This is one of the lesser traded ones, so the cost often can be a little bit higher. It says there, well, that's even worse, 25 pips. Do you want to trade some with 25 pips? You know what I mean? Why is it there if it's heavy? Because some people like it, some people trade before, and some people are willing to pay the cost because they like it. I'll come to that in a minute, Fani. But if you're new to this, Reginald, leave the exotics alone. Stick with the majors and the crosses. Cat at 5 p.m. Yeah, the IVCPI is correct. Okay, so I don't know how experienced you are, Reginald, but if you're fairly new to it, leave it alone. Okay, costs are too hectic. Where are we now? Correct. Nothing wrong with them as long as you know. And nothing wrong with the car, but don't go and buy it because you fancy the Merc or whatever. And now you can't afford to put petrol in because you're overextended. The costs are too high. Okay. Okay, it's still new in this. Leave it alone, then, definitely. Okay, we'll look at FTSE, that's right. FTSE, we did a good one the other day. It worked out well, so let's have a look again. Bit indecision there. I still like to sell it. There's a stop loss up here. Lucky thing. Let's have a look. $93 pips. It's not bad, eh? Where can we take? It's got to break through here, really. And take it down here. I see the downside. My problem is backing through the should. Okay, that's a 10-day short term. Everyone, please have the 200 simple and the 50. The blue's a 50, and that's a 200. And don't forget, quickly do this. Won't take long. Save it once you've done it. Save the template. Okay, so if you lose the charts, just go back, right-click, go to templates, and there you have your saved ones down there. Right, now, yeah, it's battling to break through this 10-day. See what I mean? That's my last time it's a clean breakthrough was about here. That's in October, which is a couple of months ago. So yeah, I see downside, but I want your opinions. But my opinion, I want to see a clean break of this 10. Then we can take it down here and a stop up here. I'm going to leave it for the time being. And those dojis, that's definitely not helping my cause to be comfortable joining it. Okay, that's my take anyway. Agreed? Disagreed? What do you think, Fani? Just unmute if you want to chat. I'll unmute in the meantime anyway. Just have to mute to get some noise in the background. All unmuted. But anyway, you're happy with that?
Yes, thanks, Roger. I'm happy. It's making sense. There's a lot of indecision, and I'm not too sure what is the next British things that will come out on economical calendar. I'm a bit concerned there because it seems that everything they already accepted that the whole of Europe is in recession.
Yeah, spot on. I want to add to that as well. What comes out in the pound or Europe, etc., go back to the old thing, usually follow the States. I see downside, I see the recession, I see the problems, but at the same time, often the tonic or the medicine for the problem is an increase in interest rates, which is bullish for the currencies, which actually, we're not talking about currency here, which will be again another negative. It's battling to break through that. So I'm going to quickly, I suppose the S&P is the correct one to look at, other than Nasdaq anyway. It's coming off. So the indication at this stage, look how volatile it is, come off, might shoot back in the next half an hour. The downside is absolute, but it seems to battling to get going. And that all that tells me is an indecision with the traders. They're basically what it is, they're waiting for someone to break the mold. You know, every heard expression, let's go with the flow. Well, people like that, go with the flow. They want a leader, what you call a pioneer, to break the mold, to break through the comfort zone, to say, come on, guys, I'm going to lead you through the breach there. When the leader does it, the others will follow. So everyone's sitting on the fence waiting for someone to stick their neck out, trading Rambo like Gerard, to stick the neck out and go for it before everyone starts to follow. And that's what they're waiting for the moment. So we'll be followers as well, wait for it breaks through here, and then we should get a decent move down there. But just wait for that break. You could be stuck and you start getting upset because it's jumping up here again. And then what's happening now? Now you're getting fed up and you're getting traumatized mentally with the ups and downs. Wait for that, and I think you're getting a decent move down. So as I mentioned again and again and again, the world debt is a problem. It's been kicked down for the last 150, not 100 years, 50, 60 years through taking, from credit cards and that sort of thing, where you're borrowing, till if you can't borrow money, you can't exist in the economic world because you live on debt. Everybody lives on debt. The only ones who don't live on debt are ITC worldwide, and they're usually richer, well, they won't look it, than all the others who are so stressed because they're in such hectic debt. That house of cards, I'm telling you right now, might not be in the next 5 years, I don't know, it's going to fall, it has to. You can't have a balance sheet where assets 100 trillion and debits 300 trillion. Ask any accountant. They will come in and cleverly play the figures, borrow Peter, pay Paul, increase, decrease interest rates, do some clever juggling acts. But the basic point is, you owe 100,000 and your assets are 30,000. You get the point. So it'll come. But wait on that, and then then jumping down there. Remember, far from trying to make you afraid, I'm trying to make you aware, and we can short sell. So the bottom line I'm trying to say is, if you can short sell, might be a bit insensitive to say this, you can take advantage of that situation if it comes. Okay. Therefore, like I said this morning, it's saying a long time. We are controlled and led through the information source and our ideas, and through the Fed, which is not the Fed, like I mentioned this morning. It's a bank controlled by bankers who control the money supply and the bonds and the interest rates. And we are played, and they encourage financial ignorance because they don't want us to ask any awkward questions. So be aware of it, and you can, because you can sell short, take advantage of that. Just be aware of it. Okay. The beautiful thing about economics, to most, it's incredibly boring. We want to keep it that way. We don't want to get clever, ask awkward questions. Aha, the dollar is strengthening. I looked at that, look at this one here. I think you start modifying your stop, eh? What do you reckon? From 122.40, anybody still in it? If you're not, I don't want to waste your time. But if you're still in it and you've got a 122.40 stop, I think you start bringing that down. And if it does bring it down to 122 and it gets attacked and you're knocked out, well, you still made a handsome profit. But I think you start looking at modifying that stop. If you want to do that, dollar yen we're out of, I think. What's happening with that chip almost certainly sell, yes. Never mind, we made a good profit on it. Where are we now? Euro dollar should be coming right in theory. The Sega, if you joined it, you'd be about 10 pips in profit. It's coming right. Oh, you're out. Fair enough. Then we'll leave it. Don't join it now. I'm just saying you're still in. That's why I say it's nice to keep a stop out of the way. I mentioned 40 on purpose. It hadn't reached there. The guys who went for that would still be in, and they can modify again. Okay. As I say, we're trying to get away with this, take the profit too quickly, holding on to the losses too long. It should be the other way around. It doesn't mean say you see a loss, you grab it. I mean, modifying stop loss away, taking out the stop loss, hanging on to losers. And then I got one guy today, he sent me a picture of his screenshot of his thing and said, we're a bunch of idiots, the brokers. And I looked at it, and he had FA. I won't tell what it stands for. FA. You know what I mean? FA in his account will price of a hamburger or just above, maybe 2 hamburgers in the account, and he's grossly overexposed, and it's us to blame. His lack of knowledge was the problem. That's usually the case. Trying to get greedy with a bow and arrow against a tank doesn't work. Okay, right, where were we? Eurodollar, it's trying to come right. Let's have a look at our BA friend, still hovering. Barber, I think just go and shoot those two, eh? LUV, I think it's coming off a bit. Let's go to LUV. It's coming off a bit. Yeah, it's coming right. Meta is coming right. I think it's $2 now in profit. So if you took that one, good stuff. Hang on. Yeah, okay. $2, good stuff. Microsoft, Microsoft is okay. What did we get on Microsoft yesterday? 253.60. Now we're in $6 in profit per share. I'm not sure about modifying just yet. Let maybe get a bit more profit on the bones, you know, and then maybe modify that as well. Oh, good. So if you're both in, then you're both happy. If one goes, I'll tell you one thing, many years ago, I used to have this couple, and one would go long, the other go short, try to beat the system. All they did was generate costs. It didn't actually work for them. But so I'm glad you both agreed. Remember, there's some fancy computers out there who thought of the holy grail of the 90+% wins. You've been doing this for a month or two, and you think you're going to come up with that kind of algorithm. You'd be very lucky. Okay, just check that. Are you done that? Is it okay to go on it? Is it? Thanks very much. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted, because I think Jog's away, so I'll leave it because I was going to just need a thumbs up and I was going to post it, but I'll leave it now. A bit late to join now anyway, so I'll leave it. Okay, right. So I was talking on the side there to someone, no matter. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Yep, okay. Gold's coming off again, no surprise there, but don't chase it now. Good chance you're still going to hit the TP, but don't chase it now. Anything else you want to look at that we got in? NZD CAD, we're still in that thing. By the skin of our teeth, we're still in it. We're still in it. We're still in it. We might even come right. What's Brent doing? Just giving me jip at the moment. That's just going to give me more jip. How do you get going? Okay. It's a bit better than it was before, but relatively speaking, it's not pretty. But maybe we'll have another bounce up. Let's keep our fingers crossed. CAD JPY. No, not happening there. Leave it. This one is starting to try and come right, so you might come right on this one. We are in a little bit of profit, so hang 5. Don't just stop losses. Hang on in there. You're still on it? Good. So not too bad after all. And that's what happens, you know, you panic a little bit and it goes against. You've got your strategy, stick it out. Starting to feel a bit better, hey, Anna-Marie. Since the WhatsApp you sent this morning, hey, looking a little bit prettier. Keep that sensible head on you. Discipline and common sense. Get a degree in that. Better than a degree in all sorts of other fancy esoteric stuff. Well, in this business anyway. Okay, anything else anyone wants to look at? GBP CAD, okay, funny. We'll definitely have a look at that. That's another one gave me a lot of jip. I sort of sell on that one. The thing just kept on climbing. The Canadian is really looking, maybe some fundamental problems with, what's his name, Justin Trudeau there, because it's really looking pretty painful at the moment there, the Canadian. Yeah, what do you want to do with this one? Apart from nothing. Where it's heading, it looks like it'd even get up here. I'm not sure I'd be buying at these levels, but I'm not confident enough to sell it, to be honest. It's in the neutral zone, so you certainly can buy or sell it. you think it's got enough? It's on the weekly, remember? It hasn't seen any red in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Do you think it's got still enough power to get right up there? Another 200 pips to go?
I think so. My main issue is the Canadian that is so weak. I don't know what's going on. I haven't got any info on the Canadian.
I haven't got any info either, but so I have to join you on that one, my friend. I'm not sure why. Don't give me out the oil. That's not that bad. I'm not sure either. I think it might be I think maybe politically fed up with Justin Trudeau. Don't follow Canada that much. It's more the States. And I know most of the world follows the States, so I'd follow them. But, I'm just guessing, maybe some problems there. Because I do know for a fact that people are getting a bit fed up with this PC being rammed down their throat through all the news programs, all the TV programs, all the films. It's getting a bit much now. And, what they're printing on there and what the guys are talking to each other off the record is they're getting a bit fed up with it. I mean, I ask you guys there, everybody there, are you getting a bit fed up with this PC rammed down your throat? They're talking about bigots. That's as big as it gets. It's if you don't go with it, well, buddy, will throw stones at you. And what's that? That's fascist. Can't have a political opinion if it goes against the controlled information source without getting basically excommunicated. It's ridiculous. Everyone has to be fair, but this is ridiculous. Anyone want to do this trade? We go to silver in a moment. Well, silver's similar to gold. I think it's probably a bit late to chase, but I'll have a look at it, no problem. Anyone want to chase this one further up? I'm definitely chicken on that one, Clinton. I personally think so. If you might be right, I'm sorry about that, Farney, but I'm scared to chase this up. It's pretty well chased, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. Silver, similar to gold. What's back to gold first? Coming off again, so I think silver will probably follow it. Remember, it follows gold. It's just sort of like the poor neighbor of gold. I said, sorry for Canadian. It's a bit like Canada and America. It's sort of the poor neighbor, if you like. And as a result, it responds to the yields and the DXY like everything else. Higher yields, higher, stronger dollar, weaker silver, gold, and vice versa. If you think it's going to be more downside in gold, then you'll be selling it. Do I think it's going to be more downside in gold? Yes, I do. Do I think it's more downside in this? Yes, I do. Do I think I get a risk-reward ratio? Not so damn sure. I think you're chasing it a bit late here. See my point? Chasing it a bit late here. Will I buy at this stage? No. If it bounces, I'll sell the rally, but I ain't going to chase it up here. That's my take anyway. Could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. I'm not doing too well on a couple of trades today so far, but that's my take. Any comments? Anyone disagree, agree, anyone, whatever. It's a forum. This is free. I'm not going to throw stones at you if you disagree. Not like it is in the Western world, no. No comments? Anybody? Move on. Well, come back if you want, but I personally would not be chasing it down here. I'd chase it down higher up, depending on the situation, rather than try to chase it here and buying. I'm going to be going against that now. Okay. Okay, what's the time? Yeah, we've got a couple of minutes to go. Why not? Let's have a look. Is the NAS doing okay? From a sales point of view, coming off a little bit still. Yeah, looks like a bit of a fall there. So our shares should do okay. Not a problem, Clinton. Great to have you as always. Contribution is well needed, and thanks for posting that on the whatchamacallit, on the WhatsApp. But I'm not going to be okay in it, so I think I'll just leave it and revisit the idea tomorrow. Okay. Okay, going into the bewitching hour. Anybody like to look at something new or else, or go over something you've looked at? Recap on something or whatever, or enter something, whatever. Hope you're all stopped out of Oxy and a profit. Look at that, it's come right off. No? I'll do a recap for you then. Well, clearly it was the right thing to, no, hang on, one way around there. For a minute, it was a bloody green there. Yeah, no, too late to chase. We had a good trade out of that anyway, so be it. Well, I'm going to leave Bubba alone. If it comes right, it comes right. Go stop him. So CAD JPY is doing nothing. CHF JPY is doing nothing. Euro dollars try to come right. At least it's going slightly in the right direction. It's okay. GBP USD coming right. That's fine. You're still in. What else? Microsoft. Meta's a couple of bucks up. And just said this is $6 up, so that's starting to come right nicely. Yeah, I think the trades are okay-ish. Just the Brent's giving us a full up. Brent's giving us some serious jib. Serious jib. Cannot seem to get going. Maybe it'll come right, eh? Maybe it'll come right. It's still in there anyway. Oh, you're leaving now, Pietro? Yeah. Well, it might come right, I hope so. And our friend we know who we're talking about, yeah, hope it comes right in the end.
Roger, what about the S&P 500? I'm out of it. Can I re-enter?
Thanks for reminding me. I forgot about that one. Thanks for the reminder. Forgot about that. Remember you asked about 4,000. I was a bit chicken to go for it in the short. In retrospect, it looks okay. I'm going to stick with that. I'm a bit nervous of it. I want to short it, yeah, no doubt about it. Short's the name of the game, but I prefer to short a bit higher up. I'm going to stick. I'm sorry, I'm going to chicken out on this one. I might miss it further down, but I think I personally, I'm going to risk missing out. Want to get a better price. So get back up to 4,000, maybe possibly on the daily, yeah, 4,000 or better. I might look for the short again, but I'm still a bit nervous these levels here. I'm a bit chicken, but yeah, I see the short. Okay, Anne-Marie. Anyone that like got short on this one at entry now? Finally mentioned. I've given my opinion. I'm going to stay at it for the moment. I'm going to short a higher price. But I'm going to risk missing out. That's the best way of putting it. Anyone to join him? Oh, sorry, Francisco. I see you just new here. Yeah, sorry to mention we're quite busy here. Yeah, hope you joined and pick stuff up as you go along. Remember, you can ask a question you're not sure. You're fairly new, you might have a lot of it. I've posted a couple of things like the DXY and the economic calendar, like I mentioned. Keep that, don't forget. And Interactive Forum, where we discuss trades, background economics, and things like that to build a bigger picture. So you start getting seeing a little bit more than just parrot following a trade, getting to understand where it comes from and why. It's good to know if it goes against you. Think the time the trade was right, but the variables the markets pushed it against you. So be it. Can't really blame them. It happens. And you want to be in a position where you get a trade idea, you can look at it and make sure your position size is correct. You're not overexposed or underexposed. Come to that. Know the difference between CFDs and Forex. Have your position size calculator, so then you're equipped to attack the market, shall we say. Okay, good to have you with us. And you won't learn this in one shot. This is not a lesson. This is an ongoing training room where people come in day after day, month after month, learn every time, including myself, until it starts falling into place, where you get more winners than, well, more strategy than thumb sucks. Okay. And always discipline on the emotion. Always discipline the emotion. Biggest, toughest thing here. Okay, fantastic. Because I'm telling you right now, I know I'm an emotional guy. So not saying that I haven't gone through the hard yards learning. And I used to make enormous amount of mistakes without anyone telling me, not that I was stupid, it was just my emotions were doing daft things and making me stupid, if you like. So I know, I get it, and I sympathize, I really empathize with being there. So yeah. And what I'm trying to build up in this trading room here is some sort of trust, because when dealing with money, trust is very important. And when I get it wrong, I'll put my hand up. Sorry about that. As long as you trust, I'm not trying to scam or get clever, but the best rule in the world, the variables out there can be wrong. And yeah, happens. That's why we have stops. Okay, good, thanks. Right, okay, there's only a few minutes left. That's my take on that Farney. I'm going to give the S&P a bit of a miss till I get hopefully a better price. If you like it, you want to, I do see downside. You might come up smiling as it comes down there, but I'm going to be a little bit more, shall we say, conservative on it and wait till maybe 4 grand and then come off again, I think. Don't forget, as I mentioned just on parting, don't touch the Dow or the NASDAQ if you're brand new to trading. It's got a sexy image and guys come in, just starting the trading journey, one lesson under their belt and off they go on the NASDAQ. That's the Formula One. Wait till you've got a few driving lesson experiences under your belt before you attack it. Number 2 is probably even more important. Don't try and play with it if you've got anything below about 4 or 5 grand. It's extremely volatile, especially at 4:30 opening, and you need things like 200 pip stops. A 200 pip stop in Rand money is, you're talking here about 350 Rand. That is the guys who got about 5 grand who are prepared to risk. Guys who are going in there with 500, 800 are going to get margin called. Got a problem with one guy, went in with about 500 Rand on a 500 to 1 leverage. I'm not happy with guys on certain accounts who don't understand leverage, having such a highly leveraged account. It's like an inexperienced driver having a car that can drive at 300 k's. They don't understand it, and they can go in because the margin is so low on a highly leveraged account. And the guy went in with about three micros on a 500 on the NAS on a 5. Anyone who trades a NAV know what I mean by this, on a 500 Rand account. Clearly, he got more than margin called and the shit in because he was grossly overexposed. Do not touch the Dow, and certainly don't touch the Dow unless you've got about 8 grand on the Dow, preferably 10 in your account. It's too volatile, and sometimes the stocks are going to make it impossible. Okay, all right, you can, because you know the score there, Brady. I just want to reiterate that to new guys like Francesco. Let's go to the Dow. I'm going to show you something here. This is just finishing off. The guys who know this can shoot off. Just to explain to the new guys. Left click, right click, left click on specification. The contract size is 10. The figure on the Dow, so I'll get back again, not the Dow, I'll pick it up. Put the Dow up. There you are. The figure on the Dow is 34,000. The contract size is 10. Now we're going to go to the S&P. Look at that. That's 4,000 on the S&P. Go to specifications. Do this again, sorry. Go to specifications. And you see it's 10. So the contract size is exactly the same. The difference is S&P is 4,000 and the Dow is 35,000. Clear an amazingly large disparity between the two numbers. So a 1 or a 0.1 or a 0.01 is clearly very different on the S&P than it is on the Dow. Now the NAS is about 12,000 or 11,000 where it is now, 11.5, call it 12,000. Also contract size is 10, but 12,000 is different to 4 and 35. Just to finish my point so you fully understand it, let's go to gold. Gold is also contract size of 10. But look at gold, that's 1,700 on compared to 35,000. 20 times the difference in number with exactly the same contract size. So you go 0.01 the gap Dow to equivalent is about 0.20, 20 times. It's 2 minis, which is 20 micros. So 1 micro on the Dow is about 20 micros on the gold. Just be aware of the maths on that and know the differential. And remember, gold is nothing like as volatile. So the Dow is far more volatile, which creates a bigger problem. So guys, please bear that in mind, because you get margin called and we ask scammers, we'll be polite to you, but I'm telling the trader straight face to face. It's your lack of knowledge is what got you to that situation. You were trading in something you didn't have the expertise or the account size to actually be playing with. Don't run before you can walk. Hope that is clear. Okay, that's the newer guys. The other guys know that. That's not a problem. And that is without doubt the major people come in tears, blame the broker, blame everything else. And we've got to be diplomatic here because we can't say it's no, it's your basic ignorance, basic lack of knowledge. It's like me going up and practicing, medicine after a 3-day first aid course. And then when I try to explain, no, I'm wrong. I wouldn't go up to a doctor and say, yeah, doctor, you know what you're talking about. I've done a 2-day medical aid course, and I know. Well, I'm sorry, no, you don't. Get the maths, get the understanding, and you'll save yourself a lot of financial tears. Promise you. Okay, you take the trouble to come here. We're on your side. Make a habit of doing it. If you can't and you miss it, we post on the portal the recording of it. If you scroll down the menu to social media and you see the YouTube, there's a recording there. Okay. And then you can take it from there. Okay. All right, guys, that's past. Have fun. Happy trading. I hope that damn Brent comes right and the other ones that weren't do start coming into profit. And then we'll have a smile back in the face tomorrow. Okay, guys. Thanks very much indeed. Thanks for joining. And those who can make it, catch you then. Okay. Cheers. Thanks, Sephora. Cheers, all. Thanks, Mr. Luke. Good stuff.